October is right around the corner.
Travis Wood with a home run to left.
The Cubs seem to be pulling away in the Central.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
What can they do to ensure a third straight division title?
There, he's got it. And the Cubs win the Central Division.
For all the latest breaking Cubs and MLB news, check out the Warning Track with James 6 III, Tuesdays from 10 to noon on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
John Lennon with my big report. October 6th, Conor McGregor returns to fight undefeated Phenom Khabib Nurmagomedov in Vegas. Will Conor reclaim the lightweight title with a savage knockout, or will Khabib take apart the former champion on the ground and break his will? For all updates on this, predictions for every UFC, Bellator, PFL, LFA, and Invicta FC, plus the most coverage of regional MMA than anywhere else. Listen live Tuesday at 12 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
The King is back.
It's a great time to be a sports fan in Chicago. The Bears have wrapped up OTAs. We're less than 2 weeks away from the NBA draft, and the Cubs and Sox are well into their seasons. On Second City Sports, we break down and analyze all the latest breaking news and notes from across the sports landscape. So join Jay Pfeiffer and Lakina McGee every Thursday from 12 to 2 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, where it's not just sports, it's a way of life.
I'm not only on that bandwagon, I'm driving that bandwagon, and we're not stopping until we get to Cooperstown.
Hey, Steve, did you catch the score of the Cubs game last night?
No, actually, I didn't.
You need to tune in to Covering the Bases on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Isn't that the hot new baseball show with Matt Brown and Steven Garcia?
Yes, they cover the Cubs and Sox, scores, updates, and up-to-the-minute news around Major League Baseball and more.
Covering the Bases this Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com and Facebook Live.
Nothing moves the blob.
At the end of the day, where do you expect the Cubs to be is the best question.
I expect to be in the World Series. I said this before the year started. You weren't here yet, but when I made my prediction for the Cubs, I expect them to be in the World Series and lose to Yankees in 6.
Give me a break. WORK. They got you if you believed into it. If you bought into it this long, they got you.
The Bob Show with Cedric Farrell and Elijah Richardson, Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Chicagoland Sports Radio Sports Update.
What is going on? What up?
What's up, everyone?
It's the Bag Skate here with Nico, me from the TO, and sudden music drop off, and Big Blonde Bear Melisco Matt. Big Blonde Bear Melisco. What's going on, Matt?
Oh, not much. You? Oh, what's happening here?
Sorry, we get it. Time is it? It's the Bag Skate time. That's what time it is. Cool. So we're the Bag Skate. We're back again. Last time we did our top right wingers, top 15 right wingers for the season. We are now back at it. We're going to be doing the top left wings this time. We might go a little bit more in depth, maybe not. I don't know. So last time you did 20. So how many did you do this time?
25.
Okay. All right. Well, what did you get? All right. No, actually, that is fine. What did you do for 25? I only did 15. So we'll debate since we got 25.
Yeah.
All right. We'll jump right into it. So this is all top left wings of the whole league, and it's all on paper. We got it here.
I started off with, I guess, some honorable mentions /
We'll save those for later. We'll save those for later until
Yeah.
we get to like the top like 5, and then we'll say honorable mentions.
Yeah. I mean, they're not like top wingers anymore. These are like my bottom 25. But so we don't even have to talk about.
No, let's do it. We're doing all 25. We have lots of time, so let's do it. What we got?
All right. So do you want me to start directly at the bottom?
Started from the bottom.
All right. In no particular order for 25 through 20, but I have JT Miller.
Okay.
Who maybe should have been higher, but
I don't know. You know what? So JT Miller played for the Rangers and Lightning. So he went from the Rangers. I think he only had maybe how many points did he have for the Rangers? Maybe like 40 points, and then went with the Lightning, had 20 and 20, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So he came on. He ended up playing a pretty not vital role with Tampa Bay, but I mean they ended up getting eliminated. In the conference finals anyway. So not really a big addition. All right, who do you get for 24?
James Van Riem's like.
Okay.
I mean, I don't. Again, like
24, really?
Why? What would you?
All right, we'll talk about him.
Do you have him higher?
We'll talk about that later. What's the next one? What do you got for 23?
I mean, he only had 54 points.
Oh, what do we got? What is 23? We'll talk about that later.
These next two, I just kind of threw in here just as maybe some topics for discussion. They were both injured for parts of last year, but Max Pacioretty and Zach Parise. I was looking at some of Parise's advanced stats, like Corsi and all that. He was horrible.
He's been injured. He's had a rough time of it, so I give him a pass. How many points did Max Pacioretty have?
Pacioretty had 37.
37 points?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
He had 37. How many games?
37 points in 64 games.
Holy Mackinac. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, but at the same time, nobody in Montreal can pass the puck to begin with. So he has no center. Who is the top line center? Philip Deneau in Montreal. So
good lord.
He was injured. Yes, he was injured, but I mean at the same time, I mean there's nobody passing the puck. I think Gallagher had 54 points and he played the whole season. So
yeah.
Like nobody's passing the puck in Montreal. So I mean, he did have an off season, yes, but at the same time, I don't really blame him. He's a winger who scores goals. He needs someone to help him pass.
Yeah, I mean, he's a shooter. He's not the playmaker.
Exactly. So I don't blame that. Every other season, he's had 30.
Yeah,
and that's 30 goals. Or 37 goals in general. So I don't get that off seasons happen, but no, Montreal is kind of a weird hole to talk about. But anyway, who'd you have for the next one?
Nikolai Ehlers.
You had him all the way down there.
Yeah, I guess I kind of overlooked him.
Whoa. Okay, we'll talk about that later. All right. Okay. Next.
Evander Kane.
Okay, I see. He had 54 points, right? 54.
54 points, 29 goals, 25 assists. Played much better. I guess I should say more inspired hockey since the trade to San Jose, and it just seemed like a really good fit there. That trade really jump-started the Sharks. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But, Kane's a guy he's bounced around the league, hasn't quite found a permanent home yet. Maybe it's San Jose.
I don't want to say that. No, that's a bad thing. Because when we say bounce around the league, we make it seem like he's been on like 40 different teams. The guy's been on 2 teams. He was on. He was
the
on
Thrashers, Jets.
Yeah, but
Sabres.
the Thrashers and the Jets are the same
Yeah,
thing.
same.
He was
Yeah, good
pulled
point.
over. So
Good point.
And I mean, he played there for how many seasons? What, 5 seasons? And played for Buffalo for the last 3. So it's not like he's been on like 20 different teams. Been on 2, and he didn't have any issues in Buffalo. This guy's had a bad connotation since Winnipeg.
Yeah, he's got a bad rap.
Yeah, but it's just been in Winnipeg, though. That's the thing. Buffalo, he's had no issues. Nobody said anything about him in Buffalo. People just like to make up things about him. Yes. And maybe those things may have been a little bit stretched out in Winnipeg. Yes. Because there's nothing going on in hockey anyway. So what are we going to make one guy does one thing? You know what? But I will say that billboard that he did, he had a billboard with money on it, trying to get his girlfriend back. So that was pretty
I don't
dumb.
remember that one.
I remember that one. That was funny. But no, he was a good fit. So I hope that, 29 goals, almost a 30-goal season. That would have been his first 30-goal season in a while. So who'd you have for the next one? This is 20, right? We're at 20?
Yeah. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins only had 48 points last year.
He was injured, though.
He was injured.
60 games, right?
Yeah, 62.
62. He was fantastic on what I've come to know. So, little insight. One of my friends, SPR on Twitter, he's had me on his podcast a couple times. He's a big Oilers guy. So he's turned me on to watching a lot of Oilers games. Nugent Hopkins and McDavid are fantastic. It's like butter and bread. Those guys are so fun to watch. Obviously, Draisaitl too. But you're right. He was a left wing. For a majority of his career, he's been a center. So, and then he became a left wing, obviously, when Draisaitl and McDavid became the top 2. And he's been a really good fit when he's not injured. So this would have been his career high if he would have played the full season. No doubt about it. Because his career high is like, 54 points, 52 points, around that range.
Yeah.
So he hasn't reached that number 1 draft potential spot. But at the same time, it's like, hey, you're playing with McDavid and you're a good fit on the wing.
There's a great opportunity there for him.
Yeah, exactly. So good for Nuge. Good for Nuge. Making your top 20.
Yeah.
Nuge, moving up in life. All right. Who you got for number 9? We're cracking the top 20 now.
We're at 18.
18. Oh, okay. 18.
Newly acquired by the Florida Panthers, Mike Hoffman, who's had some issues this offseason, to say the least.
Yeah.
But
how about that backstabbing trade that the Sharks did?
Oh, turned around and traded right to Florida.
Melnick's like, all right, I don't want to trade them to Florida because they're in division, so I'm gonna give them to San Jose. And then Doug Wilson's like cackling in the back.
That was great.
Do it. I'm going to trade him over there. Do it.
Further adding to the complete dumpster fire that the Senators have been.
Hoffman's gonna drop 40 goals. Dropping 40 goals. He's gonna play with Barkov or Trocheck instead of playing with I can't even tell you who's on auto. Duchesne maybe once.
But I mean that's my point though. The fact that he put up the numbers he did. He had 56 points there, 22 goals, 34 assists on a bad Ottawa team.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only player that was good.
It's not like Guy Boucher's system is an offensive system either. So,
no doubt. All right, who we got next?
This one, I was really debating this because I never really, paid attention to his point per game totals.
Okay.
But David Perron had 66 points this year.
Yeah.
Playing in Vegas. He only had 16 goals, but 50 assists. I don't really ever remember him being that effective of a player.
All right, we'll save that one too for later, because that's something that I do want to mention about him. He's a weird guy.
Yeah.
Weird guy. All right, so now we're at 15, right? 15 now?
16.
16. All right, who you got for 16?
Matthew Tkachuk.
Matthew Tkachuk. That guy. I hate that guy. That guy is an annoying.
I hated his
annoying
father.
Player. Oh. I like his father. He played on Blues, right? Played for the Blues.
Yeah.
Good player. I mean, that's why I probably didn't like him. All right, so I had some guys too. I had Vanek at 19. I had
that's another one I left off.
I had Vanek at 19. I had 18. I had Teravainen. 17. I had Zucker, and then 16. I had Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor, 30 goal scorer. Kyle Connor.
Well.
All right, so now we're finally in our top 15. Now that was all of our honorable mentions, dishonorable mentions. And now we're finally here. We're at the top of the lineup. I will go first At number 15, I had the Winnipeg Jets, Danish man Nikolai Ehlers, 29 goals, 31 assists, 60 points, which is a 4-point decrease. I will say you had him. You didn't have him in your top 15, right? He was all.
Yeah.
I can't. How?
I don't
and you
know.
didn't even have Kyle Connor either. All right, Nikolai Ehlers is on that offensive team that Winnipeg has. So Winnipeg has Blake Wheeler, Patrick Laine, Scheifele, Brian Little.
Yep.
Those are just 4 guys off the top of my head. And then you add 2 other 60-point scorers in Ehlers and Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor scored 30 goals. Ehlers scored 29, but had 31 assists. They both had the same amount of points. I could really put them exchangeable just because they both had pretty much the same output. I only put Ehlers above in the 15 list just because last season he had 64 points. This season 60. Now it's just 2 seasons in a row, 120 points. Which is really good, really good. I mean, this season he did play a full 82 games, so he has a huge ceiling for what he provides. I mean, he just signed a huge contract this last year. He has like 7 more years left. Nothing that's too terrible. I mean, he's a young player and he can only get better, So I honestly, it's a good play. He's definitely going to be higher in this list if we do this next year. So
yeah,
it can only go up. There's probably going to be like 10 Winnipeg players because all Winnipeg wingers seem to just have magical seasons now.
Oh, Winnipeg's a great team.
All right, who'd you have for your 15?
All right, number 15. I believe he's the second leading goal scorer listed. Anders Lee, the Islanders.
Okay. I had him a little bit further, so we'll talk about him when I'm further.
All right.
So number 14, the guy that we were talking about earlier, I had David Perron. So David Perron, 16 goals, 50 assists, 66 points, and 70 games played. Now David Perron from St. Louis.
Yeah.
He played on Edmonton. Probably played somewhere else. Ducks, I think.
Maybe. I think yeah. That
Maybe
sounds about right.
Played on Ducks. Probably wrong. Someone's gonna correct me in the comments. But this guy, there's no way. When I looked at the stat, I was like, 66 points? Are you kidding me? David Perron gets 50 points a season. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 55, but
it was just an absurd season for everyone on Vegas last year.
I mean, he played 70 games. He almost scored a point per game rating.
Yeah.
That's an amazing clip for any player, but especially David Perron. That was just.
And he does it in a contract year. He's back in St. Louis now.
How much money? He only signed $3.7 million though, for a 66 point season. Like, he didn't really make bank on it. That's for sure. He didn't make anything off of that season. Everyone knew what he's worth.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And he's older too, so
he's like 30, I think now. Man, I feel like David Perron's been around forever.
I know, right?
No, he has some sweet hands. He has some sweet mitts. I will say that the mitts on that guy are close to none. I was a big Oilers fan back when they traded for him a couple years ago. I was really excited because I was like, oh yes, David Perron.
Yeah.
And then he ended up doing nothing and then getting waived or traded, something along those lines. Now he's back in St. Louis, which is kind of ironic because when they traded him, he was kind of like, no, I didn't want to leave here. He was kind of mad at Doug Armstrong for trading him. So now that he's back in St. Louis, it's like, all right, well, I guess all bridges are mended.
Yeah.
All right, so that was on 14. What'd you have for 14?
I had Jason Zucker.
Jason Zucker. What was his points?
So Zucker had 33 goals, 31 assists for 64 points. He had a 50% Corsi.
Whew.
So average.
Oh, okay. No, I do want to say, so people are really mad when Alex Tuch left Minnesota.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even think about Jason Zucker on the Minnesota Wild. I mean, I didn't even think anybody besides Eric Stahl and maybe Nino Niederreiter had over 60 points. I think Nino Niederreiter only had 55 points this season. So Zucker has really come up in that lineup. I think of him and Coyle are 2 very underrated players.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because I can remember some playoff series where they did some damage against the Hawks. And, they've been very effective. But like you said, they've flown under the radar. They're not the big names that, you think about with the Wild. When you talk about the Wild, everyone brings up.
Think of Koivu. I think of Koivu, Parise, and Suter.
Yep.
Dubnyk.
And Devin Dubnyk. Yep.
Yeah, those are the only guys I really think of when I think of that team. And I mean, I always think of those guys as depth players, but 64 points is very good. And then, like, I'm looking at my list. I only reason I had him at number 17, so it was close to my rankings. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't watch a lot of Minnesota Wild games. I don't see how effective he is. But at the same time, you never hear he doesn't do it. He's just one of those players that is
He's
good.
just solid.
He's a good player. I don't know what his point was last time. I'll have to look that up, but we will get back to you on that. But definitely good player all now. So
yeah,
we're at number 13. One of my favorite players all time, Gabriel Landeskog, 25 goals, 37 assists, 62 points. 70 game. Give a round of applause to Mr. Landeskog for coming back. Hello, how you doing? It's Landeskog. It's Landeskog hour. It's happy hour somewhere because he's always happy.
Yeah.
I was really happy to see he had a big bounce back season. What's crazy? So, one first thing when I think of hockey. So, when I was a kid, I think he was drafted in 2010, maybe 2011. When I first started watching hockey, was like really, really wide. I've watched hockey when I was a kid, obviously, but like when really
started paying attention and remembering things
was really when Landeskog's first rookie season. And I think that might have been 2010, maybe 2011. I don't remember, around those times. But I remember him scoring.
Man, I feel old now.
Yeah. I remember him scoring a goal, and his entire team just jumped off the bench. It was like his first career goal.
Yeah.
And I just remember him like getting his face plastered on the glass. Because everyone was hugging him so hard, and he was like, I need to get off. He couldn't breathe. Anyway, that's just a little side note. But definitely, Landeskog, last couple of seasons, he's been on the downtrend. People have been questioning his ability to lead a team. And really, he was one of the youngest captains in the league when he got promoted to it. And especially, he was the second captain after Joe Sakic left. So it's big shoes to fill right there. Just talking about Joe Sakic. And
yeah, no kidding.
And I mean, they've only made the playoffs once or now twice since he's been drafted. So obviously, big shoes to fill. And I mean, this season having 62 points, he's one of the last remaining power forwards in the NHL. He plays a big game, and I mean, he scored 25 goals. It's not a bad amount. Do you have his Corsi rating?
Corsi rating, he was 49.5, so
a
little bit below average, but
So do you think this is a career for him? Not career, but you think this is it? You think this is
getting him back on track?
I don't think he's going to go any higher. I don't think he can reach a 70-point clip and maybe have a consistent. I think he's going to end up maybe in the 55 to 60-point rating for the rest of his career. I mean, he has a really good contract for the next 4 more. I think it's 5.7 maybe a little more, maybe $6 million.
Yeah,
which means not bad, but I don't think he's anywhere close to something that's going to be any higher than 60 points.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I also had him at 13.
Did you? Oh.
So yeah, but maybe Patrick Waugh's system wasn't the best fit for him. Maybe
it wasn't good for anybody.
Yeah,
you're kidding me. They had one good season, and then the rest of the season was
his first season, right?
It was second season.
Second season.
Yeah, brutal. Yeah. That team played zero defense and had zero puck control on the wall.
Yeah,
it was like, hey, let's just throw it up the middle. And I mean, it worked because you had Riley, Duchesne, and rookie McKinnon, but then it just left the wings out to dry a lot of times. It really made their game harder to play.
Yeah,
because they were playing out of position. Anyway, that's a story for a different day. I will complain about Patrick Waugh's system forever and always say that he is a junior coach. He should stay in junior. Sorry, Patrick Waugh.
He seems to have that mentality.
He's a weird guy. All right, we're at number 12. You had him at 22. JVR, my boy, JVR. 36 goals. Come on, 36 goals, 18 assists.
18 assists.
All right, the guy's not a passer. All right, so, okay. This is probably completely biased. You'll probably hate me for this, but I think anybody in the league and anybody who watches NHL will tell you that in front of the net, JVR is the number one player in front of the net. This guy collects he's probably scored out of those 36 goals, 34 of them were within a four foot radius of the goalie. I remember him shooting the puck once. Like this entire, and I've watched every single Leafs game this year. He probably shot the puck like once. Like I only remember one shot from like 20 feet out. That was the only time he shot the puck. This guy is fantastic in front of the net. Deflections, just wrapping it in, power moves to the net. He's just a really good in front of the net player, and he scored 36 goals. You know what? Anybody can sit in front of the net and be a power play specialist, but this guy is the power play specialist.
He had a 55.6% Corsi too.
It's good. But he only think of it too. He scored 36 goals with averaging only 12 minutes of ice time. Like,
that's
who
good.
else? That's why he only had 18 assists, bud. He didn't play. He wasn't playing. I mean, at the same time, he's not a player you want on the ice a lot anyway. But when he played, he made it count.
Yeah,
I will say that. Nobody gets 36 goal seasons. Like you just don't get 36 goal seasons being nothing. And I mean, he was what? I think he was 8th in the league in goal scoring this year. So, I mean, hey, JVR is actually.
I guess if I'm complaining about him not having enough assists, then I can go back and look at Anders Lee, who had 40 goals and only 22 assists last year.
20 is not like it's not the same. And I mean, you grew up in the dead puck era, so I mean, there's not a lot of points going around anyway.
Yeah.
And I mean, like we're talking about certain players on certain teams. And I'm just like, I only know all these things about JVR because I'm a Leafs fan and I watch. Even though I have a Coyotes jersey, I don't know, random.
Yeah, why not?
But
hey, that's why the intro was solid for you.
Oh, there it is.
Coyotes goal song right there.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, JVR, fantastic player. It's sad to see him go to Philly, but hey, he brings a lot. But I mean, you get Tavares to make up pretty close.
Yeah,
So, I mean, Tavares has a lot of assists.
You'll take that one.
We'll get into that when we talk about centers. All right. So who'd you have at 12?
Who did I have at 12?
Who did you have at 12? There's numbers. Loads of numbers.
Yeah, because I wrote someone here and then moved them up my list.
Okay.
And now I've got to figure out who I bumped down. I think I bumped down.
All right. It's coming.
Jonathan Huberdeau.
Jonathan Hoopadoop. Hoopadoopy-doo. All right, Jonathan Huberdeau. I have him a little bit further in my list, so we will go right to number 11. And this was the guy you were talking about earlier, Anders Lee. 40 goal season, 22 assists, 62 points, played a full 82. He is the guy. I think I got him and Josh Bailey confused when we did our right wingers.
Yeah.
So I take that back. Anders Lee is the guy who's going to be the one who's going to fall back because.
I mean, that came out of nowhere. 40 goals.
40 goals. Yeah, I know. And he played on Tavares' wing the entire time. And he played with Barzal. He played with either one of those guys. You're going to score.
Oh, yeah.
If you went from the first line to the second line with Barzal, it's like, hey, you're going to score some goals. Now he only has Barzal in that line, so it's kind of, I don't know. What do you think he's going to get next season? Do you think he's only going to get like 40 points?
That's a steep drop off, but yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna look up his thing.
I would say his goals will probably be cut almost in half.
Think he's only a 20 goal scorer?
I mean, what was he before the season?
All right, so his career, he started in 2012, 2013, played 2 games, 2 points. The next year, 22 games, 14 points. 2014-15, 41 points. 2015-16, 36. 2016-17, 52. He had 34 goals last season. And then this season, 40.
All right.
Well, he had the pretty much same stats as JVR. He had 34 goals, 18 assists, 52 points last season, 2 seasons ago. Now, this last season, he had 40 goals, 22 assists. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. He looked like he's a goal scorer. Maybe he'll average out like 28 to 34.
Okay.
Maybe that's what he'll get. I mean, how old is he now? He's
maybe it has to deal with, too, the fact that he plays on the Islanders.
Played with Tavares the majority of his career. So, I mean, that's a...
Yeah, but everyone only talked about Tavares.
Ooh, he was a negative 25 this season, by the way. By negative 25.
Of course he wasn't good either. 48%.
Oh, all right. Well, there's that guy. All right. So Anders Lee, 11th overall. Who'd you have for 11th?
11th. I guess this would be Ricard Raquel.
Ricard Raquel. Okay. He played left wing. He played center. Played center. A lot of center. I remember him playing a lot of center at
all right. When I'm
Ducks.
When I'm doing this list and looking over the rosters, they had him listed as a left wing.
Okay, no problem. Well, how many points did he have?
So he had 69 points, 34 goals, 35 assists, a 50.1% Corsi, so league average in that department. But he's been a guy that the Ducks have needed. Some of the, Corey Perry, Ryan Kessler, these guys are getting older. So Raquel has been a nice shot in the arm, production-wise for the Ducks. Like I said, something that they've needed.
Right. And
Kind of keep them afloat,
You gotta keep those Ducks afloat. Over his career, he's had 313 games played, has 198 points. This last season, he had 69 points, 34 goals, 35 assists. Season before that, 2017 season, he had 33. He had the JVR points, 33 goals, 18 assists. So if we did this last year, you would have been like, I don't know, man. He's definitely
drop him all the way down.
Definitely a 22 overall, in my book. In my book, let me tell you. So he's a 34 goal guy, 30 goal point scorer. Not bad season. I mean, like I said, he did play a lot of center. So when he played center because Ryan Getzlaf was out, and also Ryan Kessler was out as well. So now he is going to be playing full-time center as a second line. Center probably, let's just say if Sam Steele comes in, he starts playing the center position that he played in junior. Raquel will probably go back to his winger spot, or vice versa, either way. But definitely a good player, I would say. I probably, if I had him on my list, I probably have him up at least. You know what? Maybe 9. I have him at 9. He's a good player. Like, you ever watch, if you ever watch any of his games, like, he has such a weird style he plays. He literally plays like a Swede, but he plays such like a Finnish game.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of those guys where, like, so when Swedish players play, it's like,
I was gonna say, explain this to me.
So at least what I've seen, when Swedish players play, they do a lot of two-way game, but it's a lot of passing. So it'll be you pass back to your point man, and you wait for him to set you up, and you wait on the boards. But way a Finnish player plays, it's really like duck and dive kind of game where you're going in fast, and you have to do a lot of skill play where you deke around a lot. It's a lot more hand play and then pass it off. But he mixed it up where it's like he'll go in and do those digs, but he'll be dishing as he's doing it, which is, I mean, it's just the way I describe it. It's probably an average way a lot of good players do it, but he's definitely one of those guys that takes those two styles and kind of merges it together, which is something that I see. I do like the way he plays. He's a really interesting player to watch if you like watching for how his two-way game is and how he gets the puck around. And it's really interesting to watch what he does because he's very creative with the puck.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him such an interesting player to watch because he scores these elusive goals. He scores some highlight reel goals, but he'll score some goals where it's like you think he's passing. And even I can't find myself thinking he's gonna do the obvious pass that's there. I mean, say it's like a 3-on-2. You think he's gonna pass it back to behind him? He'll like put it behind his back, act like he's gonna do it, and then just pull it back for the kick, and then all be in the net. You're like, how'd you do that in one move? Makes no sense.
Yeah.
So he's an elusive player. Definitely a good choice there. If I would have had him on my left wings, he would have been up there. All right.
Are we cracking the top 10 now?
The top 10. We're here. All right, number 10. Victor Arvidsson. 29 goals, 32 assists, 61 points, 78 games played. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right now. Victor Arvidsson, best contract in the league, hands down. $4 million. A 60-point player. Plays on the top line. Plays penalty kill. Plays power play.
Yeah, you'll take that.
He probably plays center. He probably plays defense. Doesn't matter. If Rene went down, Victor Arvidsson would be like, I'm giving a goal.
Just stick him in the
pads.
Yeah.
Give me the pads. I'm putting them on. I'll do it for you. Like, he's just so good. He's like a better Gallagher, without being mad all the time.
Yeah.
Not being such an aggressive Gallagher. He's like, when I say that, it's probably a horrible comparison, but he's just a small player who's like very good two-way, very goes into the corners, fights in the corners, digs out the puck a lot, can do your cycle play, can do your big two-way game when he's in the middle of the ice. Is great. I love him watching him through the neutral. I watch hockey too much. I love watching him going through the neutral zone. So it's so fun. I remember him. He was playing with Johansson, I think Forsberg, in the playoffs, and I just remember him. So usually if you play, you're probably doing like a single lane run, like rush, which is what the Predators do because they start up from the back end a lot of times.
Yeah.
And they'll just do that big cross ice pass. And a lot of times it'll be one of those plays where it's like a trick play where you'll have two guys entering the zone through the left, and then the right wing lane will be a right lane swing.
Yep.
So a lot of times he'll do it, but he's such a good skater that when he's doing it, he'll just like slide and do such an angelic swing that he just gets past the defender and he's in a lot of times on these 2-on-1s because he just gets past that defender. Doesn't even have the puck, but he's just getting past these guys. He's just such a quick, fast thinking player that he can do that. And even when he's with the puck, he makes very quick plays for a player that is. I mean, obviously you gotta be quick when you're smaller, but he just makes these plays that are just very big. Yep. That makes sense. He makes himself bigger than what he seems. He's a flash player, but he is a great two-way guy. I think he's like a better, I guess, comparatively speaking, on that team. He's probably better Smith. Like Smith is a fantastic. I forget his first name, but he's Craig Smith. Yeah, he's a fantastic two-way player. Probably gets you 54 points, plays center and right wing. But like Craig Smith is not like a finesse player, but has a very, very well-rounded two-way game. And I think Victor Arvidsson has come out of nowhere and really provided that two-way game that you need in their top six. He's kind of like a Hossa.
Yeah.
Without being Hossa.
Yeah. Hossa was a bigger guy.
Yeah, I mean Hossa had some horses.
Yeah.
He had some horses.
Well,
all right.
They called him Hoss.
Yes, they did. All right, so who'd you have for number 10?
Number 10. Another Golden Knight.
No.
Jonathan Marchessault.
Oh, he was a left wing.
Yep.
Oh no, he was a right. I don't know where I. Oh, nuts! I totally forgot about Marchessault. All right, I'm going with him as 10-point beat.
So 77 games, he had 27 goals, 45 assists for 75 points, a 53.8% Corsi.
It's good.
Yeah.
Just kind of good, eh?
But he was good before.
He was good on Florida.
Yeah.
He had 30 goals the season prior, and he had 54 points around that.
Roughly.
Yeah, JVR season.
I'm never gonna live.
You're not. How did you have a 36 goal scorer?
I don't know.
All the way down. Oh, he's not that good. He only had 18 assists.
Maybe it's
oh boy.
Maybe I was scared off by the remembrance of his brother.
Oh boy, TBR. Good old TBR. All right, but we're not talking about those guys. What are you saying?
But yeah, no, Marchessault. I was really, really shocked when Florida. They didn't protect him, right? He got drafted by Vegas.
They traded him to him.
They traded him
because they didn't want them to take. Oh shoot, I don't know the other guy's name. They traded Smith and Marchessault to them because they wanted to protect someone else. I can't remember off the top of my head. Someone else, but
I was shocked because he was productive for Florida.
Well, he was the extra piece to trade them Smith because Smith was only getting you 45 points and he had a $5 million contract. So
they had this. Throw in a sweetener.
Yeah, and then Smith ended up being fantastic and Marchessault being fantastic. 70-point, that's crazy. 75 point. You know what? It's kind of funny. So, again, I will compare this always to NHL games. Back in like 2013, 2014, again, they had star ratings instead of like elite, top 6, that your player would evolve into. And if your guy had like a green 3.5 stars, your guy would just become this amazing player. But if he had a 4-star rating, God forbid he will not be in the NHL ever. So Marchessault was that guy who had a 3.5 rating, and I'd always pick him up in free agency because nobody wanted him. I'd pick him up, he'd become my star player, he'd get 75 points, and I would tell everybody. I didn't know how to say his name, but this guy, Marchessault. I'd be like, Marchessault, this guy, I'm fantastic. Everyone's like, oh, he's never going to make it. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I know I proved them wrong. We proved them wrong. Me and Marchessault together, proving everybody wrong. Now we are. You see where we're at now in life.
No, he's a good player.
Yeah, no duh. 75 points. You just don't get that from being okay. All right. We are now number 9. Right, number 9. I had Hoopadoop. Hoopadoop.
Okay.
Herberderp. 27 goals, 42 assists for 69 points, which is hilarious. He had 82 games played. I'd like to call him the Robin to Barkov's Batman. Which is Barkov Batman. Yes.
Barkov Batman.
I don't think Huberdeau knows a lick of English. Huberdeau is, again, back to NHL games. So he's drafted 3rd overall. There used to be this game called GM Connected. And in GM Connected, you could play with all your friends. You could trade for players. I would always trade for Huberdeau because
GM Connected. I've never heard of that.
It was awesome. You could play full season with all your friends. It's like a franchise mode.
Yeah.
With all your friends, you could trade players. The computer go against them, have schedule every week where you win against whatever. Anyway, I would always trade for Huberdeau, and even though you only score like maybe 8 or 9 goals, but he would have like 70 assists. Like, he would just be a monster. It's like, this guy didn't even shoot the puck. I think he only got assists by like, or goals by like empty nets. Like, it was just nuts. He had maybe like 56 shots. It's crazy. He did not shoot once. He just passed it. It was nuts. Anyway, very good player. He's really made his own. He's been injured the last couple seasons, so seeing him play a full 82 game
that's huge for Florida.
So they're stacked next year.
See, but haven't you been saying that for a couple of years now?
No, I knew they were going to be trash.
I don't know. Florida's had some guys. They've had a lot of top draft picks. Seems like they haven't put it all together yet.
I think this is it. This is the year, though. I think it is. Their defense, Matheson's coming through. Ekblad's had a full good season. Petrovic, I know they want to get rid of him, but he's a really good top 6, in my opinion. Luongo had a good save percentage last year. Reimer was decent at times. And then you have you just get Hoffman, who can really help Trocheck on the second line. Trocheck, Hoffman, Dadonov can go between playing with Barkov and Huberdeau. And then their bottom 6 is a lot of good two-way players. Can't name you any of them, but I know they're good two-way players because I've watched Florida, and I hated watching Florida games because they're so good to play. They're so good to watch. Not that I hated watching them because they'd beat the Leafs, and they would always beat other Atlantic teams, and I was scared that they were going to come and knock the Leafs out of the playoffs. It's a long shot, but still.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments where you're like, I want you to get in there, but I don't. So, but definitely, they do have a good core. I think this is the year they put it all together. Bjugstad, that's the guy.
You think they'll start drawing better?
Drawing
fans?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I guess I should have phrased that better, but
I'm like, do they not draw well?
No.
I was like,
no. I mean, no one goes to their games.
I was like, out of all the NHL teams, they draw way bad. They're horrible. No artistic skills there. Well, I guess they are the worst at drawing too. Yeah, no, I don't know. They didn't really draw when they had playoffs. They were still kind of, they did sell out when they made the playoffs.
Yeah,
which is something Audible can't say.
Ayo.
Not a big deal. But for it's just something that I think that they won't. It's not popular in that area. You have to drive to. I'm not sure if you've ever been to Florida down there. But I have a lot of friends who are like in that area.
Okay.
Like that stadium is like secluded. It's kind of like Carolina. I'm not sure if you've ever been to the Carolina Stadium.
I haven't, but I've heard bad things.
It's like in a weird like forest area. Obviously no forest down there, but it's like you have to go there. There's no real public transportation comparatively speaking to like Amalie Arena where the Lightning play. There you can get there through anything, but it's like in a weird area. You just can't get it there. I'm not saying that's the full thing. I mean, they are selling. I remember there was a sale for tickets. You pay $10, you get like 10 refills, you get like a hot dog, a hamburger, cheese, whatever, and a T-shirt for $10.
In Florida?
In Florida.
Huh.
Like I would go to every game if I was if I was a Panther.
Right.
I'd go to every game, but there's no one showing up. They don't really have any. They don't have star. They have Luongo, but he's towards the end of his career, and they also don't have like a lot of star power. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Enough about Florida. All right, who we got? We're at number 8. I had Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators. He had 26 goals, 38 assists, 64 points in only 67 games.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player.
Bingo. That guy would have had another 30-goal season if he wasn't injured.
I mean, Nashville, talk about a loaded team. But
loaded. It's so weird, but they don't have they don't have a lot of top point scorers.
Yeah.
It's so weird. They didn't have anybody over 60 points this year. Or 67 points.
It's balance.
I know, but everyone, not really, but it's just, they have a lot of JVRs. Tons of JVRs. Horrible team. Tons of JVRs. Who'd you have at number 8?
At number 8, I had. Oh, see, here's where
oh God, here we go.
No, because
here we go.
Here's where I was switching people around.
Here comes the numbers. That's why we do it on technology, where you can just delete things.
I know, but I have this giant notebook that wasn't being used for anything.
All right, well,
so.
who you got for number 8? Who's number 8?
Jaden Schwartz.
Jaden Schwartz. Okay, maybe. All right, I have him at number 7, so we'll talk about him right now. So number 7, I had him at Jaden. Yeah, I had Jaden Schwartz at number 7. 24 goals, 35 assists, 59 points, 62 games played. What was his Corsi rating?
His Corsi was 57.1.
He was fantastic. He's again, St. Louis.
St. Louis has got a squad.
It's so weird. We say that, but they didn't make the playoffs last season, but it was only by 1 point.
Yeah.
And it was because some players were injured. James Schwartz had a fantastic start to the season with Schenn and Tarasenko, and then Schwartz got injured, and then there just wasn't a lot of consistency between the lineup in St. Louis. They changed that. They made sure, hey, if one player gets out, we're not relying on one guy, which is kind of ironic to think. When you think of St. Louis, you think it's Tarasenko's team.
Yeah.
But I think Schwartz is the guy who's kind of running it, like running the background there.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest with you, he's had a couple good seasons here for the last couple years. So I definitely think that he's one of those guys that is behind the scenes. Like, you always need a Hossa to your team.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
oh, absolutely.
No one's gonna tell you like Hossa's a bad player. No. But he's definitely not the first player.
He doesn't get all the attention.
Yeah, he's like one of those players again.
He's not the flashiest, but
yeah, I mean, look at this. So over his career, he's been playing since 2011, 2012. He played 7 games, 3 goals. Next year at 45 games played, 13 points, and he finally broke open. And he had 56 points, and then he had 63 points. He was injured in 2015-16 with 22. He only had 22 points, but in 33 games. And then last year or 2 years ago, he had 55 points, and this year 59 points. So he's definitely been a very good player for St. Louis. And again, I think him and Tarasenko are.
Tarasenko.
Oh, I gotta say that I think this team is very adept to play. I mean, who do they got up front? We got Schwartz, Schenn, Tarasenko, O'Reilly, Bozak's there now.
Yep.
Fantastic group of players. Anyway, who do you got for number 7?
Number 7.
Number 7. Any day now.
We're
waiting.
I really confused myself with this list. I think we skipped over a number.
All right, no, we did. Number 7. Who we got for number 7?
Number 7, I had Johnny Hockey.
Johnny Gaudreau, you had 7. Oh my gosh. Just kidding. I had him 6.
Right. I also had Artemi Panarin at 8 on this list.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention him.
So I don't know.
You skipped someone.
Yeah.
You're all over the place. All right, I had Panarin up of the list. So all right, so I had Gaudreau at number 6. So we'll go right off of there. Gaudreau, 24 goals, 60 assists, 84 points. Johnny Hockey, what was his Corsi rating?
Corsi, 54.5%.
He's a monster too. Small, very wicked monster. He is you know what? Between him and Perron, for best hands, I just want to say Gaudreau has some nasty. I always remember him. I remember him best at the All-Star game when Brent Burns held him like a little child, let him with the little pee-wee stick and had him score a goal. That was hilarious. He's 5'9". Everyone makes it seem like he's like a small, like tiny man.
Yeah.
I definitely will argue that that I think Patrick Kane's like at least 5'2". He's so short. All right. Anyway, Gaudreau, yep, 84 points. This is a career high, by the way. Last year he had 61 points. This year, 84. So very big increase. 23-point increase. So
much needed for Calgary.
Oh yes. All right. So we're at the top. You're number 6. What's your number 6?
Jamie Benn.
All right. I am him a little bit. I am in number 5. So Jamie Benn, 36 goals, 43 assists, 79 points, 10-point increase from last season.
The thing that I like most about Jamie Benn is he's the captain. I think he's a great leader. He plays a very physical game, but he can also score. He does the dirty things. He'll drop the gloves occasionally, stick up for his teammates. You just gotta love a player like that.
He's a good, yeah, no doubt. He's definitely one of those guys that when he won the scoring title a couple years ago, everyone kind of finally started noticing who Jamie Benn is. And I think he gets a weird rep to where it's like you expect more, but you have to watch him to really see what he provides on the ice because he's playing that two-way game. He's playing. He plays like 3 guys at once. When he adds another body, like he's
just an absolute animal.
He's a man.
Yeah.
He's a man. He's like Blake Wheeler.
Yeah.
Like last time we talked about, like, how do you get the puck away from this guy? This snarly 6'4" like monster man who has hair of an angel. Like he's a man rocket. He is a man absolute.
Nice.
He's an absolute man rocket. Like I'm surprised that he just doesn't. He'll like give someone the Magnum stare and they'll just drop. This guy's an absolute rocket. I just want to tell you right now. Look him up. Look up that hair. I don't know how he takes off his helmet. His hair stays the same. It's crazy. That guy has a gel sponsorship somewhere out there. Someone's like, he just does it on the ice. Like, anyway, enough about me talking about Jamie Benn's hair.
I hate having to go against him. You know, what?
Playing at least six times in Central. Yeah, six times at least.
So I hate it, but you know, at the same time, I just love watching him play. I love that style of hockey.
Yeah, he's one of those last power forwards. He's effective on all sides of the ice. So not only his two-way game, but his power game as well. All right, so we're at number 5. Who's your number fifth overall pick?
Forsberg. So we talked about.
We talked about Forsberg. Yeah, Forsberg at 5. Woo! All right, so number 4, since you skipped over him because you don't know how to count. Number 4, Artemi Panarin. My boy Anderson's Army out there on Twitter. I finally got your boy. I remembered your boy. And every list that I've made, I always forget about Artemi Panarin. I forget him on everything. Yeah. Like there was like top Russian players, and I forgot Panarin. Like I put Kovalchuk before Panarin. I just forget about him. So there you are. I'm calling on now. Panarin, 27 goals, 55 assists, 82 games. He wants out of Columbus though. He wants to go back to his hometown, Chicago.
I hope.
You can only, it's crazy. So he goes undrafted. He's worked his way up in the systems. He played in the KHL, fantastic KHL player. He wanted to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
And as an unrestricted free agent, signs in Chicago, plays a fantastic season. He had 77 points first season. Fantastic with Patrick Kane. Next season, he had 74 points. That was with Columbus. No, that was with, he played 2 seasons in Chicago.
2 seasons with the Hawks.
Yeah, so then he gets traded. He didn't want to get traded to Columbus. Like, if he wants to play for a team, he should go. He didn't want to play. That's why he didn't want to sign.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to play for a team they didn't want to play for. He came from Russia to play for a certain team, and he wants to play for the Hawks, it looks like.
It's either the Hawks or definitely a team in a big market. I think he wants that spotlight.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
I don't even think about him. That's me. I forgot him so many times since he's left the Hawks.
Yeah.
Because he plays in Columbus. Like, saying Columbus is a bad market. No, now I just lost all the love for my friend.
I mean, look, Columbus is a college football town. That's all it is. It's Ohio State, and that's it.
That's true.
But here's the thing, though. Like, the Blue Jackets aren't that bad.
They aren't. They're one of the best
You would
teams.
think if you were putting up that point production in Columbus that, hey, maybe there is something here. Maybe this team can go places, but he just doesn't want to be there.
I don't blame him, though. So in his 3 seasons he's played in the NHL, he's had 77 points, 74 points in that career high this last season with Columbus. 82 points. Yeah, weird scenario they have. I don't really, there's not really much else to say. Do you think he stays in Columbus or you think he leaves? All right. That's our verdict. There we go.
No, I mean, if he wanted to stay, there's no way that rumor comes out.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so who'd you have number 4? Who's your number 4?
Brad Marchand.
Brad Marchand. I have him at number 3, so let's go right at that. 34 goals, 51 assists, 85 games played, 68 games played. Suspended, licked players.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you right now, if you're watching, Brad Marchand, I hate you.
As do I.
That guy is not a good guy.
No, but the numbers speak for themselves.
What's his Corsi rating?
Oh my God.
Is it 60?
No, but 56.4.
Oh, why is he so good? He's so good. He's so annoying.
I looked it up too, that he was getting I think almost 60% offensive zone starts. So
where else? He's a winger, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's not like he's a top 6 winger. It's not like he's going to be starting in the defensive zone. So
yeah, so I don't necessarily think that he's going to be doing anything. I mean, like isn't there for the two-way game. He's just there to score points, score goals, irritate the top players, and that's it.
Yeah.
And he does the best job in the whole league of it. So I mean, he's making his money. He has 85. If he would have
taken over the Alex Burrows, Maxime Lapierre agitator role.
Oh boy, and he's actually good. That's nuts. What are we coming to? Next Gallagher is gonna score like 80 points, and it's just gonna be craziness. All right, so enough gushing over Brad Marchand. Number 3. Who'd you have for number 3?
See, this is where it got really tough for me.
Did it? Okay.
Because you had the league MVP in Taylor Hall.
Okay.
You had a guy who scored 102 points, and you have one of the best goal scorers of all time.
Who scored 102 points? Oh, I forgot Giroux too.
Yeah.
I thought I had him at center.
So.
Okay. No, it's funny. You had Claude Giroux. You talked before. I don't have Claude Giroux on my list, so I'll have him as a 3A because it definitely will exceed 102 points. He was 4th for the Flyers for faceoffs, and he was 60% this season. Okay. So he's still a fantastic center. Anyway, continue what you're saying.
Yeah, this was so shocking for me to do it, but I had Ovi at 3.
Ovi at 3. You know what? That's not bad. I had him at number 1, so we'll just kind of mix all these two together. So number 3, you had Ovi. I had number 3. I had Marchand, as I said. I didn't have Giroux, so that's something that we should. What's Giroux? Who do you have? What was Giroux's stats?
82 games, 34 goals, 68 assists, 102 points, and a 53.2% Corsi.
Such a good player. He's such a good two-way player, and he only had like 58 points the season prior, right?
Yeah.
So that's crazy. It almost had 50 more points a season later.
But he's been up and down. I mean, he's had some great seasons.
He's been on the down. He's been on the downswing since he's had like a 78 point, maybe an 80 point season a couple of years ago. He's been down the downswing. There's a lot of people thinking he's out of town this season if he only had 60 points around that line. So
yeah,
I know he's a weird guy too. I don't know if he's definitely not going to get that amount of points again next season. So that's a weird thing. So I had number 2 for my list. I had Taylor Hall.
I did it as well.
All right. Taylor Hall, 39 goals, 54 assists, 93 points. He led for my list off of NHL Network. He led in the top left wing position when I redefined the results on Sportsnet and NHL.com. He led left wings in points. He was second in power play points. He led his team. This was the second highest point total in New Jersey Devils history, 93 points. Can you name number 1? Okay.
Number 1.
Yep.
Patrick Elias?
Yeah, Patrick Elias had 100 points.
Yeah.
100 points. Yep, there was a 41 point difference between him and Heeshire, who had 53. So this guy, and he had a 40 point increase last season too. So he had 53 points last season, or 2 seasons ago. Now he had 93. So very good player. Number 1, we had Big Ovi. 49 goals, 38 assists, 87 points. He led the league in goals with a Conn Smythe winner, 18 point increase, 16 goal increase. There's not really much to say. He speaks for himself. Big O. I couldn't have him not at number 1 because he had such a huge season.
See, that's what I was thinking too.
I mean, like, he won the cup.
Yeah.
He won the Conn Smythe, won the Rocket Richard.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no one else. He had a 16 goal increase. Nobody else had a larger increase in goals from season to season than him. And obviously 87 points is not nothing to scoff at either, but he's just been a fantastic player his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
And
one of the greatest goal scorers ever.
I think he is the greatest goal scorer of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, he could be.
So that's what I have. Who do you have number 1?
I had Giroux.
Drew number 1. I could never have Drew number 1. Those are 2 players I hate: Marchand
and Giroux.
2 guys I cannot get. So 2 guys I don't really like. We will be taking a 5-minute break. We'll be back in a second, but those were our top 15 NHL top wingers for this last season. Going into the next season, we had them all ranked. For right now, we will be back in a little bit. I'm Nico. You can follow me on Twitter at Nico from the TO. You can follow our Twitter account at The Bag Skate. I don't know Matt's Twitter yet.
Meliska52.
Meliska52, because he is a 52 man. All right, we'll be back in a second.
You're listening to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
Hi, I'm Rob Rose, and I'm one of the instructors here at Illinois Media School. I've been teaching here at the school since 2010, as a matter of fact, between Lombard and Chicago campuses. This is definitely the place to come. It's going to prepare you for absolutely everything that you need to know about the broadcast industry. We're talking radio, television, web, podcasting, absolutely everything. Get in touch with the school and take advantage of it. Make it your career. Do it now. I'm Rob Rose, nights on 100.3 WSHE in Chicago, and I am IMS.
Last time on the K-Tray Show.
What do you think was on JR's mind? And he knew what the question meant. Oh, yeah. He knew what the question meant. I can read his mind. You sitting up there with Charlie Brown's shorts on and a suit.
Listen to Kevin Trigoni and my new partner.
Is heavyweight champion of the world. You know who I am is Rather Reflex.
On the K-Tray Show every Monday night from 7 to 9 only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
On London with Lightly Report. October 6th, Conor McGregor returns to fight undefeated Phenom Khabib Nurmagomedov in Vegas. Will Conor reclaim the lightweight title with a savage knockout, or will Khabib take apart the former champion on the ground and break his will? For all updates on this, predictions for every UFC, Bellator, PFL, LFA, and Invicta FC, plus the most coverage of regional MMA than anywhere else. Listen live Tuesday at 12 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
The king is back!
Wait, hold up. That's not right. The Rising Feminist Wrestling Show is here covering WWE, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Money in the Bank, and NXT TakeOver. It is all about the honesty when it comes to promos, wrestling, and of course, Brock Lesnar. The wrestlers. The Rising Feminist Wrestling Show is more than just highlights. It is all about the fresh opinions when it comes to everything in wrestling. So come join me, Stephanie, aka the Feminist Voice of Wrestling, every Thursday from 2 to 4 on Chicagoland Sports Radio. It is not just sports, it's a way of life.
While you're drinking your mimosas on the beach, listen to the newest hockey radio show, The Backskate, featuring Matt, Big Blonde Bear Meliska, and Nico from the TO every Thursday, 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Last time on the K-Tray Show.
What do you think was on JR's mind? And he knew what the question meant. Oh, yeah. He knew what the question meant. I can read his mind. You sitting up there with Charlie Brown's shorts on and a suit.
Listen to Kevin Trigoni and my new partner.
Is heavyweight champion of the world. You know who I am is Rather Reflex.
On the K-Tray Show every Monday night from 7 to 9 only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
This week on Deck. Find out if the Caps will finish the Stanley Cup. Or will the Vegas Golden Knights extend the series?
Welcome to the main event of the evening.
Plus, we get into the NBA Finals Will the Warriors be back-to-back champs? I'm making people happy. Also getting the Cubs and Sox baseball. Make sure to tune in On Deck with me, Charles Pride Ritchie, Sid the Kid, and Corey Barber every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Tune into Students of the Game, where Dr. Joseph Gregory and Dr. Christopher Rouse have the obvious answers.
Why were they dominated like that?
Why were they dominated like that? Because the Warriors were the better team. The Warriors scored more points.
All right, Captain Obvious. Can you guess some specific reasons why this happened? Specific performing pieces,
because the Warriors,
coaching strategies or something.
Because the Warriors shot into the basket when the Cavs did.
Students of the Game, Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Tom Waddle, ESPN 1000.
Don't waste another minute in a career you don't love. You can be the next great announcer, DJ, producer, or TV reporter. You'll learn key skills from industry pros while working with professional equipment on air and behind the scenes. Still need to keep the 9-to-5 job? Their flexible class schedules can work around any schedule. Short on cash? They have very affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. You'll have access to amazing internships and job placement assistance when you graduate at top radio and TV stations like ESPN. Learn more at beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
I got started at IMS here as an instructor a couple years back after I heard a couple of people I worked with were also instructors here. I'm always here if you need help with developing what you're passionate about. And that's what most people come here for. They have a passion. They want to do something. They want to do radio play-by-play. They want to do sports talk. They want to do updates, whatever it may be. My name is Freddie Hupner. I work at ESPN 1000 as a host and sports anchor, and I am IMS.
What's going on? It's the Backskate here with I'm your host, Nico from the TO.
And I'm Matt Melisko.
Welcome back. We just got finished talking about our top 15 left wingers in the league. We are now going to talk about headlines, a little bit of NHL news, mostly just Red Wing news and some Vancouver news. So we'll get started with the Red Wing news. What do you want, happiness or do you want sadness? They're all sad.
Sadness.
Okay.
That's all I want for the Red Wings.
Major sadness. All right. Hank Zetterberg might be out the entire season due to his ongoing back issues that have been going on these last couple seasons. Last year, he had 56 points with the Red Wings. Big blow to the Red Wings. Corksy is their captain. He's been on the team his whole career. Won a cup in 2002. Won a cup in 2009 or 2008. Sorry. Eight. Yeah, in 2008. Yeah. A massive player, massive hole in their lineup that begs the question for the next topic is who's going to be the next captain?
Ooh.
Because Larkin came out and he was saying that he's ready to take the captaincy whenever.
Who else do they have? Who else would it be?
There is the one other thing.
Cronwall, is that where you're going to get into?
Yes. So Cronwall said also this is going to be his last NHL season, and I was thinking. So I joined these groups on Facebook for NHL groups, and in the Red Wings group, they're talking about how they kind of want they're saying they don't want a captain next season, just 2 A's on Larkin and whoever, probably the Kaiser. And I was saying, no, hey, if Advocator, right? I forgot about that guy too, and Advocator. But what I brought up is that hey, this is hypothetical situations here. Let's say if Zetterberg can play, you have Zetterberg, Cronwall plays, and they both retire at the same time. That's it. They're done with their careers. If Zetterberg doesn't play, I think Cronwall should get to see. I think he's been on that team. He was a Stanley Cup baby, and I say that because he was 30th overall pick from that 2002 draft. Yeah. So, and he played his whole career with the Red Wings. He's been a top defenseman for them. Pretty much his entire career was Lidstrom's partner for many years.
Yeah. Cronwald, many people.
Cronwald, he coined the name Cronwald because he would just mash people.
Yep.
Mash them. And I mean, I think he deserves it too. He's had the A on his chest pretty much his entire career.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess if Zetterberg doesn't play, I mean, if you're Detroit at this point right now in your franchise, why would you bring him back?
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably gonna. Are you rebuilding?
Yeah, but you're thinking. You know what? You're also thinking. If you're Zetterberg, you're also thinking to yourself. What am I going to be doing after hockey? This back thing's been hurting me for a while. You sometimes you worry about if you could walk again.
Yeah,
and I think you're at the end of your career. You should. No, you should.
I agree. I mean, I was thinking more along the lines of Cronwall because his contract's up after this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Wings probably aren't going to bring him back, right?
No, he's retiring. He said he's retiring after this.
Okay, so
it's one more season.
So yeah, if Zetterberg doesn't play, I think that would be the really classy thing to do. Would be to give him the C.
Yeah, but here I'll say it this way too. Let's just say we're at the end of Toews' career.
Yeah.
And let's just say I don't know, Schmaltz. Let's say this 10 years from now.
Yeah.
So Schmaltz has been there since now. Taves retires, whatever, gets injured, whatever is done. Like you don't really need a captain. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like you really don't need one. You see, you have a young player like the Brincat who's here, and he's like, it's kind of you can give him the C, but at the same time, Zetterberg hasn't retired. So like you have that transition period where, and I think in NHL you don't really need a captain because you look at how Vegas did. Vegas didn't have a captain. There's kind of like, hey, England, go get the trophy.
Right.
Like, hey, go, whatever. It's a team thing. And I mean, it's just the captain's literally just the guys who talk to the media at the end of games.
I have often thought about that actually the last, I don't know, little while, the last couple months or so, about the significance of the captain. Because, you see in other professional sports, a lot of teams don't have captains.
Yeah, it's a multi-team thing. And so everyone kind of comes up there.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about the Hawks. A lot of people say Brent Seabrook was, and still is, a great leader in that locker room. So, you have multiple guys that are going to step up into that role no matter what. So maybe you're right. Maybe someone doesn't need to have.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you need it right now. So I mean, maybe next season or after this next season, Larkin becomes the captain. But I mean, for right now, I mean, Zetterberg's still, for all intents and purposes, is the leader.
I mean, look
of this franchise.
Look at your team. Look at the Leafs. They don't
have a captain. But but right now it's like we have factions of people saying like, I want Matthews to be a captain. It's his team. He's been there longer. And then you have people who are like, Tavares needs to be
Tavares.
A sidetrack for that. I want to say, because that is news too.
Actually, I shouldn't say that's not my opinion that it's got to be Tavares.
No, I want to say like right now it's like I think if you get drafted by the organization and you are the number one center and you're pretty much the face of the franchise, I think that you should be the captain. But at the same time, you got to think of it this way: Matthews is only 20 years old.
Yeah,
and I mean he's still kind of fiery. He still kind of yells at the media here and there. I've seen interviews with him. He's a calm, cool guy. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you'll see him kind of go off, and I don't think I'm not saying he's not ready for it because I think you either are or you're not. I think if you have a proven leader in Tavares, who's been a captain through his whole career, he's been a captain of either he was captain of London Knights, his junior, his little league teams have been captain. He's been, like I said, a leader in everything. So if you look at it that way, yeah, maybe you do. But I don't know. I think my personal opinion, I think Matthews should get the captaincy just because he's a younger player. He's faced the franchise. He's going to be here longer than Tavares.
Do you think that would be a divisive issue within the dressing room if that, no matter what the decision is?
Yeah, I don't think you still hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that better? No, this better?
Yeah.
Okay. I think your thing was up all the way.
Oh.
I was like, oh geez. All right. Anyway, yeah, I don't think it's a divisive thing. I think this is what I also have this opinion that I think that if maybe this is divisive, Tavares takes the C, but you need leaders in the locker room.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's the captain in
Right.
reality. It's just a C on the chest.
I mean, your goal is to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but I think it means a little bit of something because you are, if you're the captain of like a original six franchise, think of all the fantastic players that played for the Maple Leafs.
Oh yeah.
Sid Elves, Frank Mohavovich. You can go back, Gilmore, all these players, Sundin, all these guys who have been captains of the Maple Leafs. Like you just don't become a captain of an original six franchise. Like, you are the heart and soul. If you're, it just means something more. I think maybe on different franchises, like he was the captain of the Islanders, and obviously they've won 4 cups in a row. But if you've been around for 100+ years, I just think it means a little bit more. And I think, especially for Tavares, who grew up in that Gilmore era and grew up with Sundin, when they become the captain, it's a huge thing, especially in the city. And I can speak from experience where it's if you're the captain of an original six franchise, it means something.
It's prestigious.
Like growing up, you always want to be the captain of the Maple Leafs, and obviously Tavares, growing up a Maple Leafs fan, had that had that dream, and I think it would mean something to Tavares.
No doubt.
I think it would be something that's he would see, and he would take it and be he'd want it. Yeah. I'm not saying Matthews doesn't want it, but I just think
you're right. It would be more.
I think it would
be a Toronto kid,
and just having that leader. I don't know. It would just lead that line. I think the line was it was weird when Dion Phaneuf was promoted to captains because it was a weird thing because
you were going through a rebuild.
It was like we needed a captain. We didn't need a captain during that era because we had Kessel. It was a weird era. And we didn't need one. I feel like it was kind of just pushed upon. Not saying Dion.
Randy Carlyle wanted a captain.
Yeah, I mean, it was like we didn't need a captain, but it was just, again, I think we're at that point where we have superstars who are going to be remembered for years. And it's with players who mean it, who mean something.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe that having Tavares as the captain, I think I would like it more. I think that I'm thinking about it. I think I would like Tavares being captain. Give Matthews an A, and I think it's kind of like the Taves and Kane kind of feel, because Kane is one of your top players, but he's a silent captain.
But I mean, he had some immaturity issues when he got drafted in his first couple of years.
That was a long time ago, though.
Oh, it was
like 5 years ago.
And that's why when someone like Seabrook or any of the leadership group, if it's Seabrook, Keith, or Taves, if any of them are out of the lineup on a particular night, Kane gets the A now.
Right.
But it was something that I don't really think they considered when they first drafted him. I think they knew all along, like, hey, Taves is going to be the captain.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
yeah, I'm just saying that in that light where it's like you have your A captain, the guy who gets talked to all. I don't know. When I see it throughout the interviews, I just think Tavares is going to be the captain.
Yeah.
And I kind of want Matthews too, and I think talking it out loud with you, I think I've kind of
talked
myself into Tavares more than Matthews. I don't know. I just think it means more to Tavares than Matthews, and I think that kind of goes a long way, especially when it comes to, again, these original six.
Yeah.
No teams, because Gilmore. I wasn't around when Gilmore was around, but I've watched so many things where it's like. It's a like you get taken to like this underground dungeon, like they're like the rings of all the Maple Leafs captains, like they all just like fire just comes out of the wall, and like everyone's looking around, like Tavares will come into this ring ceremony. He just comes downstairs,
it's like a cult.
You are becoming the captain, and then they like singe the C into his chest with like a fiery maple leaf or something.
That's what they do first. They don't sew it onto the sweater.
They sew it onto your chest. Something like that. That's just what I think happens. But probably not. I would assume not. But you know what I mean. It's just one of those things. So I do think that that's something that should happen. When we're gonna be coming back in the next 5 minutes. When we come back, we're gonna be talking some more NHL, or we're gonna be talking Carlson going to Vancouver. What? We'll be back. This is the Backskate.
This week on Deck. Find out if the Caps will finish the Stanley Cup. It's Ovechkin with the first goal of the game. Or will the Vegas Golden Knights extend the series?
Welcome to the main event of the evening.
Into the NBA Finals. Will the Warriors be back-to-back champs? I'm making people happy. Also getting the Cubs and Sox baseball. Make sure to Richie Barber every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Next time on the warning track, October is right around the corner.
Travis Wood with a home run to left.
The Cubs seem to be pulling away in the Central.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
What can they do to ensure a third straight division title?
There, he's got it. And the Cubs win the Central Division.
For all the latest breaking Cubs and MLB news, check out the warning track with James Six III, Tuesdays from 10 to noon on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, sports fans, Paulie C here, and this is a recap of what you missed last week on the Fans Corner. It's been literally the king of Eastern Conference for almost a decade, and
the
now
only reason to watch the Eastern Conference.
basically. Yeah. And now, if he goes over, we're assuming he's going to go over the Western Conference, right, for the first time in his career.
And then at that point, do you realize what that does to the NBA? You put him in the West, you might as well just take the Eastern Conference and fold it.
So please join us on Friday afternoons from 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
People often ask me, Hoodie, how can I be a sports radio guy like you? I tell them it takes drive and determination, and you need to learn how it all works. You can learn to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. You'll have a chance to get internships at stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your new career in 1 year. It's a great school to get the hands-on training you need for a broadcasting career, doing what you love. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So don't waste another minute. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
John Lennon would like to report. October 6th, Conor McGregor returns to fight undefeated Phenom Khabib Nurmagomedov in Vegas. Will Conor reclaim the lightweight title with a savage knockout, or will Khabib take apart the former champion on the ground and break his will? For all updates on this, predictions for every UFC, Bellator, PFL, LFA, and Invicta FC, plus the most coverage of regional MMA than anywhere else. Listen live Tuesday at 12 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
The king is back.
It's a great time to be a sports fan in Chicago. The Bears have wrapped up OTAs. We're less than 2 weeks away from the NBA draft, and the Cubs and Sox are well into their seasons. On Second City Sports, we break down and analyze all the latest breaking news and notes from across the sports landscape. So join Jay Pfeiffer and Lakina McGee every Thursday from 12 to 2 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, where it's not just sports, it's a way of life.
So you want to be in broadcasting, but you don't know where to start? Illinois Media School is a great beginning. If you want to work in front of the camera or mic or behind the scenes, IMS will help you prepare for a career in broadcasting in just 8 months. And financial aid is available for those who qualify. So what are you waiting for? Call the Illinois Media School at 312-884-8000, 312-884-8000, or visit the website at beonair.com.
I'm not only on that bandwagon, Neil. I'm driving that
bandwagon, and we're not stopping till we get to Cooperstown.
Hey, Steve, did you catch the score of the Cubs game last night?
No, actually, I didn't.
You need to tune in to Covering the Bases on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Isn't that the hot new baseball show with Matt Brown and Steven Garcia?
Yes, they cover the Cubs and Sox.
What's going on? It's the Backskate with Nico from the TO, which is me, and Ben, Matt, Big Blonde Bear Mollusco.
What's going on?
We're back. We're talking some craziness. Craziness in NHL. You know why it's crazy?
Why is that?
Because it's almost September.
Yeah, ramping up the training camp.
We're almost there. Hockey season is almost upon us. It's like 30 days away. We're almost there.
Yes.
But till then, Erik Karlsson's been traded again. Yeah.
So the Vancouver Canucks this time?
He's been traded 10 times over this summer, but hasn't been traded officially. So the report, there's been rumblings. There's been the rumblings of the hockey community in August. And these rumblings, let me tell you, these rumblings are crazy. Erik Karlsson's heading to Vancouver now because he wants to go to the Western Conference. Not only to the Western Conference, but to Vancouver.
Yeah. I don't get. I mean,
yeah, that's actually the actual reaction to everybody in the hockey community. Yeah. Yeah.
But you're the Canucks. You're in a rebuild. Why?
Because Erik Karlsson.
I know it's Erik Karlsson, but
because he's the best.
Okay, so here's the thing.
We're Vancouver.
Here's the thing. Karlsson has 1 year left on
He's
his
Swedish.
Deal.
We need one.
He has 1 year left on his deal.
Doesn't matter.
Would he be?
He's a Canuck.
Would he be willing to re-sign with another rebuilding team?
Yeah, because we're the Canucks.
Okay, then.
This is Jim Benning. I'm being Jim Benning right now. You could suck it. We are the Canucks.
That's Canucks GM Jim Benning, by the way.
Thank you.
Joining us live here on the Backskate.
We're getting Karlsson now.
Our first big time guest on the show.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah. How's the weather out there, Jim? It's raining. It's raining cats and dogs.
It's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain. Oh boy, what is this show? All right, realistically, he's not going to Vancouver.
No.
Hate to break it to all you diehard Canucks fans who I know you believe this rumor to be true. I know you're sitting at your cottage in Vancouver, you're looking out the window, and then you hear a bing on your Twitter, and you're like, Erik Karlsson reportedly going to Vancouver, and you went and told all your family. And now you're at the dinner, you're at the family dinner, and it comes out that he's not going to Vancouver. And you don't know what to say now. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say to your old grandma who's 95 years old, who's been a Canuck fan since she was born, even though they've only been around since 1978? Doesn't matter. What do you tell her?
Sorry, Grandma, I'm an idiot, and reported something
Grandma's
wrong.
dead. Grandma's dead now. Grandma just couldn't handle the pressure of knowing that Erik Karlsson
isn't coming to the Canucks.
Isn't a Canuck.
Yeah.
So again, I hate to break it to you guys, Erik Karlsson is not going to be a Canuck. But where do you think he's going to be? Do you think he gets traded? What if he resigns?
Well,
would the world blow up? Do you think the whole world? Do you think hockey Twitter would blow up? You're not even on hockey Twitter. You don't even know. You don't know the darkness.
Hockey Twitter would definitely blow up.
You don't even know the darkness that is hockey Twitter.
Okay, so after their last game, he skated down to the net, got the puck. He had tears in his eyes, right?
I don't know about that.
I thought that was the story. I thought that was the story. Okay.
Erik Karlsson.
Well, whatever.
I could just imagine a voiceover. Erik Karlsson grabs the last puck. And as we zoom in here, tears on his eyes as he skates away.
And it's broadcast in a golf voice?
No, this is like the sad music's playing in the background, and it's like one of those 30 for 30s, and it's like, as Erik Karlsson grabbed that puck, he had tears in his eyes. Dun dun dun. Find out what happens next. Anyway, Yeah, I don't know. So weird because originally in the beginning of summer there was rumblings that he was going to. Sorry, Jim Benning came on again. He was going to Tampa and then Dallas, right? Because they didn't want to trade him Heiskanen, and then Toronto because they got bored, and now he's going to Vancouver because we've just lost our minds.
There's nothing going on.
We've just lost our minds. We just became so bored that somebody was like, you know what?
Let's make something up.
You know what? There's rumblings.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Jim Benning must have like jumped up in the air. He's like, Vancouver. What? Like, get the pitchforks, boys. We just got rid of Trevor Linden. Now we gotta go trade for Carlson. It's that time of year again. We gotta go trade Luongo. Trade Luongo again. Oh boy. Yeah, so he's not going there. Honest to God, I think he's on a 1-year contract, $6.5 million. I don't know if they retain salary. Maybe they do to get a higher trade. But what can you trade for Carlson? You know, like what do you even trade for Carlson? What do you even do there? Like, you can't get anything back in return that's even worth it. Like, what do you get back in return for a Norris Trophy winner, like a 4-time second place ballot for the Norris Trophy? Like, guys scored 80 points as a defenseman.
Yep.
Like, the guy's just out of this world. And what do you get back that's like fair value? Like, you would need to get back Drew Doughty.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call because if you're a team inquiring on Carlson, you only have 1 year guaranteed with him. So you don't want to give up first round picks or top prospects for only 1 year.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's one of those things where you trade and sign.
Yeah, so maybe you negotiate a deal with him before you make the trade official.
It's such a weird position.
Yeah.
And it's super. What makes it even crazier for Ottawa, obviously, is Duchesne has 1 year left. Stone, one year left.
Yep.
And then Carlson 1 year left. Craig Anderson 1 year left. Like, you just gotta tear it down. This
has got to be a full rebuild.
This is the most important season that the Ottawa Senators franchise will ever experience. This is the most important season because you need to make sure you're either rebuilding or you need to get assets for these players because you can't let 4 guys walk away for free.
Yeah,
you have to get something for Stone. You need to get something back for Duchesne. You don't have your first round pick this year because you traded for Duchesne. You might even re-sign Duchesne, but you should trade him if you're gonna rebuild this whole thing. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, you need to get something back for Carlson. And I mean, you don't really have a goaltender, and Craig Anderson is not a spring chicken. So you probably aren't going to bring him back anyway. I'm not sure what you get for him. Maybe something, but that's still 4 guys that you can get first round picks for.
Maybe they wait till the deadline and some teams in desperate shape at one of those positions. Some team trying to make a playoff push.
No, but at that point, you're only getting draft picks that are 23 through 31.
Yeah.
You know, not saying those are bad draft picks, but this draft,
I still don't think they're going to get a higher pick now if they make that move.
I mean, for anybody, you think I think Stone could fetch you at least a top prospect and some more
for 1 year.
I think so. You're right. They're in a weird position because everybody in the league is in a position of power over the Ottawa Senators. So it's super hard to tell what you could do with that amount of. It's a weird time. Yeah. It's a weird time in Ottawa.
It is,
no doubt. But I mean, it's
not our problem to worry about.
It's not ours. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. But we'll be back. We'll be back in a little bit. And then we'll be having a guest. Our first guest on the Backskate, top Twitch streamer, Go Bar South 23. He's a coming. Jim Benning is a coming. He's gonna enter. We're probably gonna trade him midway through. We're getting Carlson midway through. This is the Backskate. See you later.
I've been in the radio and broadcasting business a long time, more than 3 decades, and I thought, if I spread my knowledge and shared what I know about the business with a lot of young minds, maybe I could get some of those people involved. And my dad talked to schools, and I thought I could do that too, and I could do it all in one place at Illinois Media School. I've been having a great time. I tell everybody I'm learning as much from the students as they learn from me. I am Eddie Volkman, and I am IMS.
Is right around the corner.
Travis Wood with a home run to left.
The Cubs seem to be pulling away in the Central.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
What can they do to ensure a third straight division title?
There, he's got it. And the Cubs win the Central Division.
For all the latest breaking Cubs and MLB news, check out the Warning Track with James 6 III, Tuesdays from 10 to noon on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
This week on Deck. Find out if the Caps will finish the Stanley Cup.
It's Ovechkin with the first goal of the game.
Or will the Vegas Golden Knights extend the series?
Welcome to the main event of the evening.
The NBA Finals. Will the Warriors be back-to-back champs? I'm making people happy. Also getting the Cubs and Sox baseball. Make sure to tune in On Deck with me, Charles Prodigy Ritchie, Sid the Kid, and Corey Barber every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, sports fans, Paulie C here, and this is a recap of what you missed last week on the Fans Corner. It's been literally the king of Eastern Conference for almost a decade, and
The
now
only reason to watch these
basically, and now if he goes over, we're assuming he's going to go over to the Western Conference, right, for the first time in his career.
And then at that point, do you realize what that does to the NBA? You put him in the West, you might as well just take the Eastern Conference and fold it.
So please join us on Friday afternoons from 2 to 4 p.m. on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Time to kick off your career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
People often ask me, Hoodie, how can I be a sports radio guy like you? I tell them it takes drive and determination, and you need to learn how it all works. You can learn to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. You'll have a chance to get internships at stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your new career in 1 year. It's a great school to get the hands-on training you need for a broadcasting career, doing what you love. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So don't waste another minute. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
John Leonard would like to report. October 6th, Conor McGregor returns to fight undefeated Phenom Khabib Nurmagomedov in Vegas. Will Conor reclaim the lightweight title with a savage knockout, or will Khabib take apart the former champion on the ground and break his will? For all updates on this, predictions for every UFC, Bellator,
What is going on? You're listening to The Backskate. I am your host, Nico, from the TO, with Matt Big Blonde Bear Maliska.
Yep.
And right now, we have a giant guest. And I mean, I'm talking big deal. Very big deal. This guy is Twitch streamer Go Bar South. I played LG with him. I carried him on many of nights on our league games. Let me tell you, this guy is probably an AHLer at best. His number sucks. He wears some weird equipment. He kind of smells half the time. But anyway, I want to bring him in. My boy Trevor, what's going on? How you doing, Trevor? Can you hear us?
What's going on?
Can you hear us?
Yep. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yeah,
there
we're
we
good.
go. Live from Iowa City. Here we go. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Not a fan of all you had to say about me there, but we'll get by it.
I'm not making the team this year. All right. So he's here to talk about the EA Sports NHL ratings. We both play NHL 19. We play the NHL game, so we're big fans of the series. And lately, EA has been releasing by 10 each ratings from 50 to number 1. I thought they would have released all of them, but right now it is just 50 through 21. But we will start at number 50. And you had some things to say about Jonathan Toews being 87 overall.
Yeah. Jonathan Toews I know I'm on a Chicago show right now, but
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Taves, he had down year. He's not played up to his contract anymore.
He hasn't lived up to it for years now.
True.
Yeah, giving him that 87. I mean, PK Subban, the cover athlete, is an 88, and you've got Jonathan Taves ranked 1 overall point below him. I mean, I don't know how much I can get on board with that.
It's ridiculous. I'm looking at his stats right now. So literally, he has an 87 shot accuracy, 88 shot power, then 89 wrist shot accuracy, and then wrist shot power at 87. Like this, they show his acceleration at 88. Like this guy's slow. I don't know. I haven't seen him skate fast in like 10 years. Like I don't know. I don't know where they were looking at that. It's kind of funny. You read his bio. His bio is Chicago Blackhawks captain Taves, a highly decorated two-way forward. Like they're just buttering this guy up. Like oh boy, here comes 87 overall. Jonathan Taves ready to lead your Blackhawks team. Can't wait. Like come on. All right.
I mean, you got to respect what he's done, but at the same time, I mean, his game hasn't been what it was 5 years ago.
Exactly. All right. So number 49, they have Frederick Anderson, 88 overall. As a Leafs fan, I'm okay with that. I'm not terribly upset. I think he was in the Vezina running for this whole season, and I think his how would you say his consistency hasn't been there. So I mean, I'm okay with that. But like the guy who's right above him, Matt Murray, who had a pretty good season, is the same rating as Frederick Anderson. It's like there's no way. That makes no sense at all to have Matt Murray and Frederick Anderson at 88 overall. It's like I would have Anderson 86, and I'd have Matt Murray at least like an 89. But
yeah, the goalies. I mean, I don't know. There's a few question marks on what they've done with that, but I mean, if Anderson's an 88, I mean, I can probably get on board with that, but that would mean you got to bump up some of the other goalies, maybe 1 or 2 notches ahead of him. I don't know.
Right, and then the Vezina winner is also 88. Pekka is 88 overall too. They put all these goaltenders right next. All of them are 88 over. How is Vasilevsky and Rene both 88 overall? Those guys are at least 91 over. Like at least Vasilevsky, who was consistent pretty much throughout the whole season. Maybe the last 10 games he fell off. Yeah, the last 10 games he kind of fell off. But either way, the entire season he was a fantastic. I mean, even Pekka Rinne, it makes no sense. 80. How are you going to put Frederick Anderson, Matt Murray, Pekka Rinne, and Vasilevsky all at 80 overall? I mean, it just makes zero sense to me. I don't understand that at all. I mean, he had 54 wins this last season. Like Vasilevsky, it's nuts. It's craziness. All right, so
Ryan Suter at 45.
Yeah, Ryan Suter's 45th overall, 88 overall. He's their best. I think he's a top 10 defenseman in the league, like numbers wise. I mean, he had 51 points last year, and he was injured the majority of the time.
Yeah, and
that's just nuts to me thinking about that. I mean, what is his speed? He has the same speed as Jonathan Taves. Like what is this? Where do they get their speed? I always wonder about their speed. Like, how do you judge a player's acceleration? Like catch him on a good day. I don't know. Voracek's number still 88 overall. He had a career high in points last season. He had 65 assists. What is his passing? His passing's 93. All right, I give him that. His passing's 93. But his shot accuracy is horrible. He had 93 shot power, 85 shot accuracy. What is that? What? Oh, hold on a sec. So he ranks the top 10 for hardest wrist shot. Wow, that's cool, I guess. Brian Getzlaf, 88 overall. That's another guy who I think he had 65 points in 56 games and was an absolute tear towards when he wasn't injured. I don't know how he's at least a 90 overall. That guy, he has 85 acceleration, 88.
Yeah, I think the only thing keeping his overall down is his speed, because that plays a huge factor in what you're rated video game wise. But I mean, as far as real life goes, he's gonna have the grit factor.
Right. I mean, even look at his body checking, 88 overall. Like, I think that guy throws his body around every time. And his defensive awareness as well. I mean, I don't know. I think his defensive awareness should be higher. He definitely shot blocked. I don't know where they thought he just stopped shot blocking. Stick checking's decent. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, this stat, at least especially on him, it's he's more. I think he's played a very good defensive game his whole career. So I don't know where they're getting these low defensive numbers, especially in shot blocking. But either way, next player we have Nicholas Backstrom, 88 overall. What do you think about this one, Trevor?
Well, I mean, this is another thing that brings me back to the Taves point. Like, you got Taves at an 87, you've got to bump up Backstrom higher than an 88. You know, either this guy needs to be at a 90 or Taves needs to be at an 86. There's got to be somewhere to find a common ground on that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Stanley Cup champion Nicholas Backstrom, he's still in the prime of his career pretty much.
Exactly.
What
I find is funny. So you have a huge two-way player in Ryan Getzlaf, has 80 shot blocking. I've never seen Nicholas Backstrom block a shot once, and he's 83 overall. What are you ranking this off of? What makes no sense. Like when does he ever block the shot? Never, ever. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, negative sense. It makes negative sense. And then 41, we have another Washington Capital, who is John Carlson, who had a career year. His offensive awareness better be 90. Yeah, 93 overall offensive awareness. Yeah, I agree with this rating. John Carlson, this is probably the only rating I agree with because he had a really good season.
That's tough to argue with any of these right here.
I agree with that one. I got to go to the top of my page for the next one. So we're now going through 40 through 31. If my thing would load. It's loading. It's coming. Don't worry. We're getting there. All right, who is there? Who we got?
Alexander Barkov.
There we go. Barkov, underrated. I think if you're gonna have Taves at 87, then Barkov should be like a 95 because I'm gonna judge everything off of Taves because Taves,
exactly.
Like Barkov is like Taves when in his prime, in my opinion, but better because Barkov put up better points than Taves ever in his career, and he's only making $5.9 million. Keep in mind, which is a bargain. So this guy has 89 shot blocking. I'm gonna go off these shot blocking. He has way better face-offs. So 89 shot blocking, 92 stick checking, has 92 offensive awareness, 90 defensive awareness. But 85 skating and speed. Do they even watch these games? This guy's 22 years old in today's NHL. Do you really think he's just skating with his wheelchair? Are you kidding me? What are they doing here? That makes zero sense to me at all. What do you think about Barkov's rating?
I think I can get on board with his offensive skills and whatnot, but his speed rating, you've hit the nail on the head there. He does hit 85 overall speed. I mean, that's something that you dump on a Jonathan Taves, but not a 22-year-old up-and-coming guy in the league where all these young kids have been doing freaking speed skating drills since they came out of the womb.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. How are you going to have Jonathan Taves, 88 overall skating, and Ryan Suter, 88 overall skating, but yet have Barkov, 85 skating? What world? All right, now we're at PK Subban, the cover athlete, before I get too mad about skating.
The cover athlete's number 39.
39th overall. I mean, tied with Roman Josi, who is... I just want to keep everybody that's listening right now. Roman Josi and PK Subban probably make one of the best deep pairing in the league, and they're 88 overall. I don't know. I wonder what his skating 88. How are you gonna give PK Subban 88 overall skating? Do you even watch the league? This guy skates so fast. So this is the bio. Electrifying and powerful. Where does electrifying come out of same skating as Jonathan Taves? Where do you get electrified I get electrified when I see PK Subban. I don't get electrified when I see Jonathan Taves skate.
Not anymore.
That's nuts. Oh my Lord. All right, well, we got that. PK Subban, Roman Josi. I don't know why they made it. I would make him 90 overall, both of them, because they're both that good. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, I have a problem with him being so high. I don't see his I don't see why he's out. I don't know how he's better than PK Subban and Roman Josi or Ryan Suter for that matter. I just don't see his value here. Do you have anything on this, Trevor? Do you understand?
Yeah. Once again, here's a guy I'm okay with him being 88, but that would mean you got to bump up guys like PK Subban to be ranked above him. So I don't know. Either there's some guys that they just completely blew their rating and didn't rate them high enough, or there's some guys they completely overrated here.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ekman Larson, he's a talented guy, but I mean, he's not really known for his defense.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's a defenseman, but I've seen him block maybe 2 shots. Again, I have an Arizona Coyotes jersey with me right now, so don't tell me I'm not a Coyotes fan. But I'm just saying right now, I have not seen that guy block many shots. I'm gonna go back to Backstrom. How does he have an 83 blocking shot? Anyway, 36th overall, we have Artemi Panarin. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the 88 overall. But then again, maybe I'm not because I'm kind of biased towards him maybe not being so good. But then again, he's had 70 points, 70 plus points every year. He had 82 points last year. He's played 243 games and he has 233 points. Like, I don't know. I don't know who's had a better point clip percentage. Probably a lot. Maybe like 5 other players have been a better point per player guy. But like, I think he'd be a 90 overall. I think that's definitely an underrated player right there.
And he pretty much silenced anyone who said, "Oh, he just feeds off of Patrick Kane playing on that line with him," and he goes to Columbus and just absolutely lights it up again.
Yep, and he has a 79 overall shot blocking rating, by the way. Just one less than Ryan Getzlaf, who actually blocks shots. Just saying.
I'm just saying. Another one that I've never seen block a shot.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't think that guy even. He doesn't go on his knees. He makes everyone. He takes it above and beyond. All right. Number 35, we have Brad Marchand. What's your thoughts on Brad Marchand, Trevor? Do you like Brad Marchand?
I'm one of the very few people in this world that does not hate.
All right, we're hanging up. You're done.
I mean, I've seen the guy throw elbows at people that completely uncalled for. I've seen the guy slew foot people. Once again, completely uncalled for. No place in the game of hockey for some of that stuff. But I mean,
and he licks people.
I don't know.
Now.
I thought it was hilarious I thought it was hilarious licking people in the. I mean, you got to do whatever to get under people's skin.
I guess,
and
man.
The numbers are there. You can't argue with what a year this guy just had this past season. I think he's a top 10 forward in the league right now.
Yeah, we were just doing our top left wings, and we were saying how we only played 68 points, and he had 68 games and had 85 points. I mean, he would have been easily he would have been a 100-point player. I mean, I hate the guy, yes, because I'm a Leafs fan, but at the same time, I can't deny that he's a fantastic player. And I don't think 88 overall is something that he has the same skating as Jonathan Toews. And an 84 shot blocking rating. What is this? What is this? Whoa. All right. We're going to number 34 because I'm too mad. Devin Dubnyk, the first 89 overall player. Devin Dubnyk, who didn't even get a Vezina vote this year. Devin Dubnyk is here. What?
Yeah, this is one that, NHL Twitter is raising a big stink about with the Devin Dubnyk's rating. How is he rated above Rene and Vasilevsky and all those other guys?
Makes no sense. A minute ago. It's probably I think it's just because he's bigger. I think his individual stats aren't as good. I think it's just because if you have a bigger, better 5-hole rating, you're going to be rated higher. That's where these new stats make no sense sometimes. But then at the same time, Backstrom has 83 shot blocking. So you know what? Maybe they are on some kind of drug because there's no way that that Devin Dubnyk is a better goaltender than Pekka Rinne, who won the Vezina. Vasilevsky was second in Vezina rating. Anderson, who was 3rd or 4th, and I can't remember the other guy, but the other guy was probably good too. Either way, Devin Dubnyk not a player, not better than Jonathan Quick, that's for sure. And Jonathan Quick is also 89 overall. They shouldn't even be in the same breath. Evgeny Kuznetsov is up there at 89 overall. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Evgeny.
Absolutely.
I'm okay with that. Alex Pietrangelo, 89 overall. I'm also okay with that one too.
That's my boy right there. I'm a diehard St. Louis Blues fan, and this guy's been good for his entire career, and now he's finally turning into a star and getting recognized, as a top tier defenseman in the league.
No doubt. All right, so now we're at number 30. Mark Scheifele, 89 overall. Definitely, I'm agreeing with that rating as well. That's a good one. Phil Kessel, who led right wingers in scoring. I think he should have been at least a 90 overall, 91 overall. I don't know. He had a career high. He has fantastic skating. That makes sense. I'm okay with that skating rating. Maybe if he was like, but what's his shot blocking? 80 overall shot blocking. I don't get these shot blocking ratings. The 28, we have Blake Wheeler, 89 overall. I'm okay with Blake Wheeler. How about you, Trevor? You okay with Blake Wheeler being?
Yeah, it's tough to argue with Wheeler at 89 overall, right and above the same breath as Phil Kessel. I'd say that's fair.
All right. We have Brent Burns, 89 overall. Hey, Brent Burns, man, I want to say he's not better than PK Subban and Roman Josi. I'm just saying that right now. I don't think so. I don't know. That's my opinion. What do you think? What do you think?
The guy
Trevor?
puts up points, but yeah, I mean, as a D-man being a complete two-way defenseman, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. Number 26, Austin Matthews, 89 overall. I'm very, very okay with that. I thought he would have been higher, but I think because of Eastern bias. But hey, he's a big man who has soft hands, and definitely 89 overall worthy. But Patrick Laine, 89 overall. I think they should have put Matthews 25 and then Laine 26, just because Matthews is better, in my opinion. But that's
the Leafs fan coming out in you.
All right, so Laine is 25th. Claude Giroux, who had 102 points, 89 overall. I'm okay with that. Tuukka Rask is 90 overall.
Yep, that's gonna raise some eyebrows.
What the heck? In what world? Oh boy. All right, we're running out of time here, so we're gonna run through there. Tuukka Rask 90 overall. That's ridiculous. That's redonkulous. That is as other redonkulousness. And then Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn both 90 overall. So that rounds up that until next time. But I'm just gonna say a thing really quick before I let you go, Trevor. You can follow Trevor. Where can they follow you at, Trevor? Where can they follow you?
They can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all three at GoBarSouth23 if you want to check me out.
All right. What do you do? What do you do on Twitter? What do you do on these things? What's your thing?
So mostly I live stream on Twitch during the LG season. I live stream all of our NHL games, 66 League, and every once in a while mix in some other games like Fortnite, Call of Duty in the meantime when I'm not playing. And I try to upload like the best highlights and clips of that onto YouTube as well.
All right, cool. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on. I'll talk to you a little bit later, man. I'll see you later, dude. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right, see ya. All right. Well, that was Go Bar South. Thanks for coming on, man. I'm glad you were on. We'll be back on next week. You can follow us again. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at The Bag Skate. You can follow me on Twitter at Nico from the TO. You can follow Matt at
Velisca52.
Even though he doesn't go on Twitter, but he will occasionally subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Bag Skate. And I hope you guys had a good show. Or I know we had a good show. I hope you guys had a good time. Listen to this show. We'll see you guys all next week.
Thursday.
Well, we'll be posting stuff along the way. But anyway, see you guys. Peace.